Hey there folks, Alex from East to West Hunts here. So today I wanted to go over how do you set up a shelter from a tarp for really windy conditions. So I'll give you my scoop here. I'm going on a Nevada archery mule deer hunt in the coming weeks. And with that said, I've hunted Nevada and I know everybody thinks it's a desert, but once you start getting into the higher elevation points, you do experience rain and wind quite often. Now, I've hunted elk, deer, pronghorn, you name it, in those settings, and a lot of times you do get more rain than expected. So with that, I'm going ultralight on this hunt, but because I'm going ultralight, I also have to be prepared for the fact that I'm going to have rain and I'm going to have some wind, and I only have a tarp and a bivy sack, and because of that, I'm saving on weight, but at the same point, I'm going to suffer on some other things if I'm not prepared for it. So if you are in this case where you're looking to take a tarp, not necessarily a tent, save some weight, this might be the way to go. So right now, right here, I'm going to break this thing down and reset it up so you can see how to set up a shelter that you really could use as a tent too if you wanted, but it's really more made for a high wind scenario or really, really bad rain for a short period of time, right? Here we go. All right, so right now we have what we call the Seek Outside DST tarp, okay? So it's a really, really nice tarp, super lightweight, has a very, very waterproof but stretchy material, and I'm just gonna lay it out, okay? It is just plain laid out right now. Okay, now, I've already advanced this in a way, but what you want to do is you want to get this whole side even, in a sense, straight, okay? And I've already used some actual stakes here, but pretend like you don't have stakes. You're going to need 3 stakes. You're going to want one for the corner, one for the center, one for the other corner. You want to straighten it out and make it pretty tight, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the front and we're going to try to get to the center point. So now we got the center here, and we got these 2 sides. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this side and that side into the center, and we're going to lift the center up. Okay, so we're going to get this here, and we're going to get this here. We're going to put those together, and then you're going to have this side up. Okay, so we're going to grab a stake. And now we're going to stake this thing in between both loops. Okay? We're going to have this lift up. You can see now this is the opening for where we're going to go through. Now, you can use a stick. Trekking poles are usually my favorite, but again, use what you have to your advantage. You easily could go and find some kind of shrub or some kind of dead tree, take one of those sticks, and in this DST tarp, one of the nice things is it does have a reinforced center. So you can see this center has got the circular point. That's what you're going to put the inside trekking pole to, okay? So I'm going to go inside here now. Don't miss me too much. Okay. And now we're going to lift the center point with our trekking pole. Bam. Okay. It's that simple. In reality, that could take you a few seconds to set up. It would be less than a minute. Now, you're going to have this flap. It's going to come over. Okay, you want to put it to the side. And what I like to do is I actually do like to stake out 2 sides as well. So I'm going to grab another stake. I'm going to stake out this middle point, and I'm actually going to get it out a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This just gives you more room in the actual tarp. And again, always put your stakes in on an angle. And you want to basically put them where, it's kind of like closing off the ability for that thing to go off. And that's it. Now look at that. Super nice. Okay, you got plenty of room in here. And if you got a storm coming in, this is where you would want to take shelter. Now I will say, it's hot when you get in there. So if you want to open up part of the tarp, maybe get another stick to pop up one of these to get more airflow in there, by all means do it. Same thing for sleeping arrangements. You can fit a pad and a sleeping pad in here. I'm sorry, you can fit a bag and a sleeping pad in here, and you could totally have a great night's sleep in something like this. And it doesn't have to be an open wide A-frame or some kind of canopy style setup tarp. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a look-see inside here real quick, and that should be it for you. Let's check it out. So look at that. Got a pretty good point here, right? So we got plenty of room, and I can sit down on the ground, right? Lay down in here. Looks pretty good. So again, I think that this is a great way to have a shelter set up to accommodate the rain and keep you dry. And I think that's the key component to this. I don't like to be wet in those summer showers, especially high elevation. They usually don't last very long, you know, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I've never had more than like a 2-hour style storm, but then it gets super muggy, and then if you're wet, you're gonna get super cold, and that part sucks. So it's just nice to have a tarp. And again, I'm using this as my shelter all around, but it's always gonna be in my pack because, you know, it's that lightweight, and I'm moving, I'm mobile. This hunt, I'm going to be fully mobile, similar to what I would do on an elk hunt if I was bivvy hunting. So, you know, with that said, if you got anything out of this, like and subscribe to the channel. That's a huge help for me. Continue making more videos for you guys. And until next time, remember to scout, hunt, and repeat. Thanks.